Hey guys, welcome back to the biggest agricultural platform in Namibia known as Ndunawe Ngombe, which means headman of cattle. My name, of course, is Mitchell Mutumba Simata, aka the headman of cattle. So today, on this Tuesday, the 24th of November 2021, I'd like to speak about 5 points to check for parasites in small stock. Because parasites in small stock are a problem, and they can sometimes cause you to lose lots of money or sometimes cause you to lose your small stock, such as your goat, your sheep. These things can happen. So let's get into it, into the information. As you guys know, I'm never writing, so I got my trusted notebook here with my not so flattering handwriting, as my friends would always tell me. So let's get into the information. The 5-point check is a chute-side decision-making tool to help producers determine the need for deworming their small ruminant animals, which are now sheep, goats, and camelids. It builds on the FAMACA system by adding additional criterias for the other parasites that commonly infect ruminants, especially those that can cause digestive upsets and snotty noses. The 5 checkpoints are eyes, which is the first one, jaws, back, tail, and nose. Because each criteria can be indicative of other diseases or conditions, it is important to consider all 5 checkpoints when making selective deworming decisions. FAMACA score I is determined by comparing the color of the membrane of the lower eyelid. That's when you open up your sheep's eye and you check the lower membrane, to the color of the FAMACA card. Small ruminants with FAMACA scores of 1 or 2 do not usually need deworming. Usually there are other signs of parasites. Those with FAMACA scores of 4 or 5 need deworming with an effective drug. Category 3, many or more may not require deworming. Other criteria should be considered. Submandibular edema, jaw, which is the jaw, more commonly called bottle jaw, is another symptom of barb pole worms. Is a symptom of barber pole worm. Another symptom of barber pole worm is infection. It is a soft buildup of liquid directly under the jaw, not to be confused with milk goiter, common to hair lambs. Small ruminants that have bottle jaw should always be dewormed. At the same time, it is important to note that most clinical parasited animals will not develop bottle jaw. It seems to be more common with sheep. Body condition score, back, is probably the next most useful tool to make a deworming decision. Especially body condition score of 2 or less should be dewormed. Lambs and kids with body scores of 2 or less should be dewormed, especially if they have a FAMACA score of 3 or more or have lost weight. Body condition scores of 2 or less are also indicative of subpar nutrition, which makes small ruminant more susceptible to worms. In this case, pastured animals may require supplementation, meaning when you put them out into the grazing, you might have to give them some supplementation just to improve their body condition. So this is something that you have to look at. Then the other one is tail. The tail is examined to determine if the animal has had any diarrhea. Many of the non-barber pole worms can cause diarrhea. In affected animal feces, in affected animals' feces, usually there'll be an accumulation on the legs and tails. This is now the feces when it has diarrhea on the legs and tails and hoofs. If you've seen animals when they have diarrhea, it messes behind in their legs and hooves and tails. This is the main reason why woolly lambs are docked, why woolly lambs' tails are docked, to prevent drag from forming on the backside. Nasal discharge, a snotty nose, commonly known, can be indicative of nasal bots. Nasal bots are caused by a fly that lays eggs in the animal's nasal passage. So the fly will come lay eggs in the nose. Ivermectin is labeled for the removal of nasal bots in sheep, which people are using to cure COVID. So ivermectin does this. The 5-point check assists producers in making selective deworming decisions, as it is no longer recommended that all animals in a management group be treated. Only those showing clinical signs and evidence by FMECA and the 5-point check should be given dewormers. Combination treatments, drugs from different classes, are now recommended for clinical parasites in small ruminant animals. Selective deworming increase refugia and show the development of resistant worms. For your once, okay, so that is the shoot chart that you can use, the FMECA chart, the five checkpoint to assist whether you need to deworm. So these are things that particularly small stock farmers can look at. I have not farmed, I have, but I've never done the FMECA or the 5-point check for parasites in small stock. I just read about it today, so I had to do a presentation on it, probably to help a farmer there in the village or on his farm when he's trying to find out whether he should deworm or not, to follow this 5-point check. This is something that could be helpful in assisting you with your small stock farming production. I believe that is what I would say on this issue. That's what I would say on this issue. And if you guys enjoyed the video that I just made and the information that I just shared, do me three favors. First one is like the video. Second one is hit the subscription button. The third one is share the video. And with that said, guys, I just want to say bye for now.